So my research is about artificial intelligence and privacy. I want to help privacy using artificial intelligence, and most importantly, I want to help AI using privacy. For example, now we all have smartphones. We use our keyboard, smartphone keyboards. We need them to predict the next word we want to type, because it's very annoying to type everything yourself. But you, of course, don't want to leak this data to third parties to see, so that they can see what you write. So there are technologies that allow us to train models to make these predictions without us leaking data. So I want to use that kind of technologies to enable more use cases in context where privacy matters. So my thesis is about privacy engineering methods for AI. So what I do is I use privacy engineering methods both to help AI, as I was saying before, and also to help privacy using AI. So for helping AI using privacy, what we can do is try to do strategies like data minimization that allows us to minimize how much data we leak to third parties and still be able to work with artificial intelligence methods. So the example I gave before is one example. You minimize data, you don't leak the data that you type on your keyboard to third parties. There are more examples, and I focus on two different levels. One level is about the technology itself. So you create a piece of tech that you can install in your phone, for example, and it works. But I'm more interested in the part where engineers create this tech. How can we create this tech in a way that is privacy respecting? So I have been looking into problems on how do engineers work, how can we use privacy engineering methods there, what are the challenges, what are the opportunities, and how can we make AI respect privacy from the very beginning, from the very first moment where you start devising the project and engineering it. So practical applications of my research is any application where privacy matters and AI can help. So the keyboard example is one example that was already solved. There were some other examples. One of my papers dealt with malware detection. So how can you detect malware on applications on your phone? We can do that without leaking data about which apps you have installed, which is sensitive. Sometimes you want to protect the apps you have installed. So you can do that there. We have a prototype for that. There are many, many applications. The ones I'm actually going to focus on is in the context of education. So there are many companies trying to push solutions to education market, for example, schools. They now want to use ChatGPT and all these big models that can enable many use cases, but of course they don't really protect your privacy and they are not very secure. So research that I do can help those tools be used in contexts like education, where privacy is really important. So my research will influence your daily life whenever you install an app from a Google Play Store or from F-Droid, from any application store, and you care about privacy, you will have alternatives that are engineered based on the methods I proposed to build privacy into systems that are deployed in the real world for example, artificial intelligence. So now that everybody is going to be using this ChatGPT and all these models, it's most probably you will experience some benefit from my research in those technologies, because the methods I propose to make them more practical and more privacy preserving will be used to enhance privacy of the users. So for me, being in COSIC, the most exciting part about being in COSIC was the freedom I had to explore many different topics. In many different disciplines, I was able to look into philosophy, to sociology, to tech, to engineering, and link them all together in works that are all very different, but have a common view on AI and privacy. After my thesis, after submitting my PhD, finishing my PhD, what I want to do is to put my research into practice. So I want to make products that help people in their real life use technology that can benefit them without sacrificing their human rights. So I know about privacy, I can engineer privacy into systems, into AI. So the goal is to release products, to make products that can be sold to people based on the research I make. So for this, I'm more into the industry track, but I want to do my own company, to start my own company. So I have already set up a team of 3 people, including myself, very multidisciplinary, again, exploring this freedom of doing many things in many different disciplines, and trying to understand what are the needs, for example, now schools, what do they want to use technology for, how do they care about privacy, and how can we help them? And I'm now talking to schools to see and understand the needs. So now that I'm done with my PhD, I'm really eager to help people using my research to protect privacy, engineering it into AI systems. So I'll be very happy to contact any school, anybody in the education context, preferably high school context, that want to use these systems but are stopped by privacy issues. I can help them solve them out and use them for the benefit of students.